I just signed the largest trade deal in history. I think maybe the largest deal in history with Japan.
Trump calls it the biggest deal ever. Japan slashes tariffs, pumps in $550 billion. The Philippines and Indonesia sign on, with 19% tariffs they pay, and US goods go in free. Markets jump. Critics raise eyebrows. Is it genius tradecraft or just another headline deal? US President Donald Trump announced what he called a groundbreaking trade agreement with Japan on July 22nd, marking a significant breakthrough in negotiations that had appeared uncertain just weeks earlier. Speaking to Republican members of Congress at a White House reception, Trump declared victory in securing what he described as unprecedented terms.
But I just signed the largest trade deal in history. I think maybe the largest deal in history with Japan. And that was done with Japan. They had their top people here, and we worked on it long and hard, and it's a great deal for everybody. I always say it has to be great for everybody. It's a great deal. A lot different from the deals in the past, I can tell you that. But we're doing really well as a country. We're strong.
The agreement establishes a 15% reciprocal tariff rate on Japanese goods entering the United States, a substantial reduction from the 25% levy that had threatened Japan's crucial automotive sector since April. This preferential rate gives Japan a competitive advantage over other major vehicle exporters who continue facing higher tariffs. Perhaps most significantly, Japan committed to investing $550 billion into the United States, with Trump announcing that,
"We just completed a massive deal with Japan, perhaps the largest deal ever made. Japan will invest at my direction $550 billion into the United States, which will receive 90% of the profits. This deal will create hundreds of thousands of jobs. There has never been anything like it. Perhaps most importantly, Japan will open their country to trade, including cars and trucks, rice and certain other agricultural products, and other things. Japan will pay reciprocal tariffs to the United States of 15%.
Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba welcomed the agreement from Tokyo, telling reporters,
"We were able to keep Japan's tariff rate to 15% when it was intended to be raised to 25%. That is the lowest figure to date for a country that has a trade surplus with the United States."
Ishiba added that his government would examine the deal's details carefully, expressing confidence.
"We believe that this will contribute to the creation of jobs, the production of good products, and the fulfillment of various roles in the world through the mutual cooperation of Japan and the US."
Japan's chief negotiator, Ryosei Akazawa, who posted "mission accomplished" on social media from the White House, explained the strategic importance of the automotive provisions.
"Japan is the first in the world to be able to reduce tariffs on automobiles and auto parts without volume restrictions."
Akazawa emphasized that the Japanese investment would take the form of equity and loans supporting business ventures in pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. The negotiations had been particularly tense, with Trump previously describing the Japanese as tough negotiators. Earlier exchanges revealed specific friction points, particularly around agricultural products. Trump had posted on Truth Social last month,
"They won't take our rice, and yet they have a massive rice shortage."
The rice issue had been a persistent sticking point, despite Japan purchasing $298 million worth of American rice last year. Japanese markets responded enthusiastically to the announcement, with the Nikkei surging 3.7% to reach a one-year high as automaker shares led the rally. Building on the Japan success, Trump simultaneously advanced trade relationships with Southeast Asian nations, announcing agreements with both the Philippines and Indonesia that reflect his administration's broader tariff strategy. Following a White House meeting with Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Trump revealed they had concluded a trade agreement featuring a 19% tariff on Filipino goods entering the United States, while American products would face zero tariffs when shipped to the Philippines.
President Ferdinand Marcos of the Philippines is just leaving the White House with all of his many representatives. It was a beautiful visit, and we concluded our trade deal whereby the Philippines is going open market with the United States and zero tariffs. The Philippines will pay a 19% tariff. In addition, we will work together militarily.
The meeting with Marcos had initially appeared challenging, with Trump telling reporters earlier in the Oval Office that he wasn't ready to make a deal because Marcos was negotiating too tough. However, the president expressed optimism, saying they'd probably agree to something. The final agreement covers $14 billion in annual trade between the two countries, with computers, electronics, and processed foods representing major categories. Trump also provided detailed terms for his previously announced agreement with Indonesia, outlining a comprehensive framework that goes beyond simple tariff arrangements. Under the joint statement released Tuesday, Indonesian products will face the same 19% tariff rate, while Indonesia agreed to eliminate tariff barriers on 99% of American goods.
It is my great honor to announce our trade agreement with the Republic of Indonesia, as represented by their highly respected president, Prabowo Subianto. It is agreed that Indonesia will be open market to American industrial and tech products and agricultural goods by eliminating 99% of their tariff barriers. The United States of America will now sell American-made products to Indonesia at a tariff rate of 0, while Indonesia will pay 19% on all of their products coming into the US, the best market in the world.
The Indonesia agreement includes significant non-tariff concessions, with the country agreeing to eliminate digital service taxes on streaming and social media advertising, remove pre-shipment inspection requirements that burden American farmers, and accept US federal motor vehicle safety standards. Indonesia also committed to removing export restrictions on critical minerals and addressing American supply chain concerns. These agreements come as Trump maintains pressure on other trading partners ahead of his August 1st deadline for higher tariffs. The president told lawmakers that Europe would be visiting tomorrow, and the next day we have some other ones coming in, suggesting continued momentum in trade negotiations.